And I will be starting us off today. So, this is our group consultation project, and we are going to be addressing some behaviors that often occur in schools. And those are transition behaviors. Transition behaviors often occur between classes, recess, and lunch. So these can be really, really chaotic and noisy times for teachers. Um, I'm sure if you've been in a school setting, you understand, this can be a little bit crazy and frustrating at times. So, our goal is to design an intervention that will eliminate problem behaviors during transition and encourage more orderly behavior during these time periods. So, we're going to introduce our team. So, we'll start off with Vidusha, and she will tell us a little bit about herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vidusha, and I have been working at a ABA center since 1 year. In my center, I was working in a severe behavior department, and now I'm working in a skill acquisition department. So I have been working on the ABA techniques to modify the problem behaviors and skill acquisition part for the kids with autism.
Hi, I'm Leah. I also have worked in an ABA center. I've been in the field about 5 years now. I'm an RBT, and I've worked in home as well as in the school setting with children with autism, providing ABA techniques to correct problem behaviors.
Hi, my name is Zeke Walsh. I'm currently an RBT, but prior to this, I was a second grade teacher, so I have a lot of firsthand experience in working with problem behavior in a school setting.
Okay, guys, sorry, my name is Jamie Curtis, and I have worked a lot in clinical settings. I've worked with both children and adults. Um, so I haven't ever worked in an ABA center officially, but I've been able to apply a lot of ABA principles to my practice. I think the biggest thing for me is as I've worked with adults, I've come to understand the importance of teaching good behavior at an early age. So we are going to go ahead and move on, and we will tell you a little bit about our intervention.
So, all right, I will be telling you about the scenario which we will be working on. So, the school is called Haltz Elementary School, and 75% of the students of this school have received a ODR, which is online discipline resolution, during the beginning and end of the day, and especially during lunchtime transitions, all of which are times when multiple classes are in the hallway. So the students of this school engage in transitions which are not appropriate while they are going to the classes or coming back from the classes. And furthermore, the half of the students who have received these ODRs are multiple offenders, which means that they have received at least four or more ODRs during these times. The school has reported that the pre-K and the kindergarten students engage in most inappropriate transitions in the hallways, and also they have attempted to elope from the school in comparison to other students. Calls for a missing pre-K and kindergarten student is a daily occurrence for the school. Teachers have reported that spending much of the time during arrival, dismissal, and lunchtime, and the students also engage in yelling while they are transitioning. So we would be targeting on the school-wide implementation of the positive reinforcement which would vary inconsistent consequences. And also, our other target problem is that the students engage in inappropriate behaviors during transitions outside of the classroom. The two target interventions that we would be focusing upon are, the first one is video modeling and the second is token economy. So Zeke here would be presenting on video modeling, and we would be talking about the three-tier system.
Okay. So in a school-wide intervention, there are usually 3 tiers. So within the first tier, that's where we're going to implement school-wide policies and procedures. So in this case, we would use a video modeling intervention and token economy intervention that would be the same for all children in the entire school. Now, there are also a second and third tier. In the second tier, this is a more specialized intervention for individuals which the first tier didn't work for. So we can make it more specialized by giving these individuals extra practice with video modeling or providing a different, maybe more powerful reinforcement for the token economy. Settings where the second tier will be implemented is usually a classroom, such as a special education classroom. The third tier are individualized interventions. So these interventions are very, very specialized for a single child, and usually previous interventions in other tiers haven't worked. So in this case, we can provide video modeling, perhaps an aide, someone giving one-on-one attention can work with the child to practice the video modeling. And then we can also use a token economy, but we can provide reinforcers that are specific to that child.
The first intervention that we will be implementing is video modeling. And what video modeling is it is an evidence-based strategy that's been shown to increase positive behavior as well as skill acquisition in students with autism, learning disabilities, but also neurotypical individuals. This method has been shown to be more effective than solely in vivo, where they're just learning in their natural environment. But with video modeling, an individual watches a video of someone completing the activity and then imitates that activity in a natural environment. It's been shown to be highly effective. Our training method will be broken up into 3 subcategories, which include the preparation phase, training teachers, and then finally training students. So in the preparation phase, it will mostly be conducted by the BCBA, and the BCBA will need to create a script for the video, which includes both examples and non-examples of how the hallway procedure should go. It will also need to include transitions at different times of day, transitioning from working in the classroom to lining up for lunch or to go to another room, proper hallway etiquette, entering the lunchroom, and then transitioning back into the classroom, and finally dismissal. The second step in the preparation phase will be to actually shoot the videos. And to do that, we will be using students who have not received any referrals. So these are the students who already have a good grasp on the hallway procedures. We will need at least one teacher or administrator to volunteer their time, and they will be the ones in the video, while the BCBA will be behind the video camera, directing what actually happens. So first we'll have to review the script. Once it's all shot, the BCBA will convert it to an MP4 format so that it can be projected for the next stage, which is teaching the teachers how to do this. So to do that, we will host a school-wide professional development at some point when it is convenient for the teachers, and play the video and model for the teachers where they can pause the video clip to ask for questions of the class. And then, of course, allowing teachers to ask questions themselves, and during that time, we can gather feedback. The final stage is the training of the students, and during that phase, the teachers will take control and present the video to the students. After the students have followed, watch the video, ask their questions, the teacher can then practice the different routines from the videos in the natural environment. For the video modeling, the only materials that we really need are the script, a camera, or some sort of video capture device. These days with cell phones, video modeling is so much easier. Then we also need a teacher and students, as well as data collection tools. Our intervention materials, of course, are the final product of the video, and access to areas to practice. How we will know that this is effective, we'll be using anecdotal notes for frequently asked questions. So where are the students not understanding the video? And then we will also take duration and latency data on how long it takes for the various transitions to occur, both before and after the video modeling has been put in place. We'll also collect the number of times the teacher needs to redirect either a certain student or the entire class, and by that we'll be using frequency and count. Our next slide will be showing an example of what a video that we would be modeling will be. So you can see in this video, the teacher has lined her students up prior to exiting the class, and she's made sure that they are following her instructions to have their hands at their sides and walk properly out the door. They are walking on the right side of the hallway, which is another thing that we will be implementing in the video modeling. If there are students who are out of line, they'll be redirected back into line, and they are entering back into the classroom appropriately. So next, Leah will be discussing our second intervention, the token economy.
Thank you. So our second intervention will be a token economy. And essentially, a token economy is an effective way to keep students more motivated to participate in behavior change. Essentially, students will earn tokens, which, as they participate in the acceptable hallway behaviors, like you saw with the video modeling, and they can also lose tokens for inappropriate behaviors, such as getting out of line or eloping. Students may exchange these tokens for reinforcement, so things like small toys, activities like extra recess, or even like a movie. So on our next slide, we're going to kind of look at what we're going to do to train. And this intervention is going to be divided into 3 subcategories, such as video modeling was. And this is preparation, training teachers, and then training the students. So the first step is we're going to create a classroom board for each class to implement this procedure. So this will kind of look like a board where each slot has the label of the student's name, and it'll have a green, yellow, and red card for each slot. And at the top of the board, it will have the target behavior, which is in this case walking in line. And at the bottom of the board, it will state the reinforcement that the class can earn. So for example, if they want to earn a movie day on Friday or extra recess, that'll be at the bottom. And then all boards at every class will look identical. And the only difference between these boards will just be the names of the students and the reinforcement that they were trying to earn. Going forward, our next steps will be to train the teachers to use the classroom board. So we will host a school-wide professional development before or after school and introduce this new procedure. This includes role-playing scenarios and allowing teachers to ask questions and gather feedback. For example, if the board's up and a child is inappropriately transitioning, we want them to flip to a yellow card right away. So kind of questions like that are role-playing scenarios that come up. We also want to be able to train the students. So the next step is training them. So we're going to explain the procedure to the students, state classroom expectations and contingencies, and role-play the scenario so that the students have an idea how to do it. As a class, it's really important that the teachers identify the reinforcement they can earn as a whole for each week. Things that have worked before are treasure boxes with a bunch of toys in them, extra time on a playground, sometimes it's a movie for the class. And then after that's identified, to write that on top or on the bottom of the classroom board to identify what they're working for. The materials that we'll be using will be red, green, and yellow papers cut into rectangles, the board with all the slots, markers and dry erase markers to write on, and a printed copy of the board to record color for each child received at the end of the day, so kind of for data collection. For the intervention, the materials we need is the classroom board with the target behavior and reinforcement written on it, classroom reinforcement, so again, small toys, playground time, a parent-approved movie, any of those. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at data collection. So for data collection, we're going to record what color each child ended the day on. So in this case, the green is means absence of appropriate walking, or absence of inappropriate walking. They're walking appropriately to each location with remaining in line, having hands to themselves. Yellow means inappropriate walking at least one time only. And then red is inappropriate walking 2 or more times.
All right. Well, thank you so much for viewing our video today. We hope that this intervention has brought up some helpful ideas and topics. Thanks again for watching.